Hey everyone, Brandflex here, back with a new Eternal Return video. I'm going to be off on a trip for a few days, going into like next Thursday, so I'm going to be editing a few videos that are very, very low effort, and this video rather, is going to be the lowest effort of them all. This is essentially the stream of conscious version of the video I posted a few days ago of the initial tier list video, but this is when I was initially streaming the creation of that tier list. So my thoughts are going to be a lot less filtered, they're going to be a bit more rambly, but hopefully it'll make a lot more sense if you watch, or my tier list will make more sense if you watch this video and then maybe go back to that one, because I explain a lot more of why I place things the way they are and how I feel about the characters as they come up. So if you guys don't mind me having a very rambly video and a very low effort video, let me know. And if you guys just rather me not upload these type of videos if I'm out and away, let me know as well. I don't mind the critiques either way. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
You wanted to know which planet was causing your suffering? How about Earth?
Alright, let's do something while we're bored and waiting. Let's start ranking characters on a tier list. I haven't cared too much about balance in a while, so this is purely going to be opinionated. Make sure that the queue timer is nice and visible. Yeah, let's set it like that. Alright, well, I guess I can just draft half a video while I'm waiting. Actually, these don't have weapons. There's just the characters, which is probably for the best, because with weapons, it'd be like 5 times longer. I wonder if there's one with weapons, though. Garnet with weapons. Oh, there's nothing. They only have the characters. That's fine, I guess. Alright, so S tier. I like making my bell curves. I'll just start placing people and moving them. Okay, the queue got removed again for me. So I lost 9 people this time. Hyunwoo. I think Hyunwoo's better. Magnus is, according to Korea, is super good at the moment. Jackie. Fiora. I'm gonna add a unplayed in NA angle. Oh wait, what did I do to this color? It's probably green, right? I'll change this one to pink and just say NA question mark. I'll just put a bunch of people in there. I think since Free isn't playing anymore, so here's a massive question mark as well. Hedgen, we'll put Hedgen C for now. Who else? I haven't seen Rats playing. Alright. Where are all the bruisers? I'm gonna put all the bruisers high, just because I think bruisers in NA are really strong. Well, Yon takes a bit of hands, and NA's not good at hands, sadly, at the moment. Should I sort all the bruisers in S tier? I'll move them down to where they belong later. Once I put them all up. Tanks. Let me start with this actually. Maybe we just make separate tier lists for like bruisers and stuff, just because I just realized that this doesn't even show while I'm looking at the very top. Try the stream pulled up so I can see where I'm looking here. Ba 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 ba. I should be playing Maple Story or something instead of doing this shit. Alright. Let's see. I think Luke and Sua are the best bruisers, so we'll have Luke and Sua in S tier for sure. Move everyone down 1 tier to account for that. After Luke and Sua, I'm gonna have... I think Kenneth is pretty good in NA. Leon seems pretty good. Camilo seems pretty good. We'll drop. I think Felix is still good. I know that a close like saying Felix weak, but I think he's still very strong. We'll leave Isaac in here. I think Jan also counts as a strong bruiser. PLO isn't really played that often from what I've seen. I like him a lot, but I think he's probably here. Then we have Chiara, who's more of an assassin than a bruiser. Ekion, who's been nerfed a lot, and Aiden, who requires hands, but it's like perfectly fine. Are there any other bruises I'm missing? I think as a whole, bruises are quite good in herbs right now, so I'm fine with where these people are for now. So should probably make it so that this tier list airs on the high end as opposed to the low end, because I can't really see. Yeah, we'll put it here-ish. Make sure it's aligned somewhat. It's off by a pixel, not a big deal. So, bruisers, Leon I think is good. Darko, I think Darko's strong, but I think in terms of results and even in NA, I think it's probably Camilo higher than Darko. I think Darko like baseline is better because almost everyone can play him, and he feels really valuable. Kenneth requires a few hands. Leon's like good if people are good. Felix is good if people are good. Isaac's good if they're good. So all of these characters are like good if you're good, essentially. Camilo too, but Camilo feels the best. Like he feels like the most bruiser as well. Piolo, I'll eat the Ivan Cope and say he's a little lower. Ekion, Aiden. I think there's a lot of Aiden pilots, so Aiden's probably higher in the B tier. I think because I'm not playing range characters, Aiden doesn't feel as bullshit though. I'm like playing mostly melees, so Aiden feels more fair. We'll go tanks next. So tanks we have Garnet, Shokai, Lennox, 11. My Estelle, Marcus, Alonzo. Anyone else? So for tanks, I think right now 11 is by far the best tank. I think it's 11 in my Shokai. 11 in my Shokai feel the strongest at the moment. But I think my might be a tier below for solo queue. And maybe Shokai's a little too high. Oh, Magnus is here too, right? I think Magnus 11 are by far the best. I think Shokai is very high A tier though. I don't want Glut S tier too much. But I think Magnus feels unkillable and he like auto wins every early game. And 11 is just unkillable, period. Shokai I think is really good for anti-dive, and if you pilot him well, he feels really strong. Who else is in A tier? I think Marcus is in A tier because he's also really good at wiping people super early for no reason. Let me put them behind the bruisers and then rank them according to bruisers afterwards. I think Alonzo, Garnet, Lennox, my... I think Garnet is fine in solo queue, but her stats aren't really good. She doesn't look impressive at NA or in Korea, stats-wise, so I don't want to put her higher. I think Lennox has the same problem where she's like probably fine, but she doesn't look strong at the moment. My probably better in comp. So I think Estelle and Shokai are good in solo queue. And Estelle also has like the button that helps a lot. Estelle's also really good at ratting. Oh, I forgot Elena. I think Elena's also A tier. I think I've seen too much Elena gameplay that looks really illegal. And she also has really strong burst damage against people that don't respect it. So put Elena in high A tier as well. I think this might be a bit of a hot take though, having Alonzo, Garnet, and Lennox lower. I think I don't know about Mai's a hard one to put. She seems really solid. I'll probably leave Mai in high A just because of her ability to like deny all ins. But you have to be good at to like know the timing of that. But I'm fine with that. So I'll put Marcus in low A for solo queue. I think high A is like Shokai, Elena, and then I'll put these last three in low A tier, and then Lennox, Alonzo, and Garnet have the problem of not being able to run away, so you're super team reliant. Obviously, they can do really well, right? But the thing that all these tanks share is that they have really good anti-die capabilities. Shokai has like his heal, Elena has W spam, Estelle has shield, Mai has ult. Marcus alone doesn't have that, but he has the benefit of being able to catch people with his ultimate and flipping them back, so it's fine. I'm gonna change my stream title tier list while in queue. Maybe they'll get more people to chime in just so we can have a hot take or three. Oh yeah, tank Yuki. Yuki's also an AT, I think. I think Yuki's actually with Yuki, I think I can bump my down one. I can bump mine Estelle, actually, in my opinion. I think Yuki is so good in solo queue. He looks I don't think he's unkillable, but he has so much disruption in solo queue. So yeah, I think I'm fine with Magnus 11 because based on pure stats alone, they're insanely strong. Shokai, I think, is just really good because of his auxiliary benefits. Yuki is just way too generically strong from what I've seen. I think these 5 tanks are like very traditionally fine. Like you're not crying when you play them. In fact, I think Garnet might even be C tier. I don't know if it's like a pilot thing, but at the moment, Garnet just seems a little underperformer. A tier list, yeah. I should have mentioned it earlier in the title. I'm just waiting for Q to pop. And by waiting for Q to pop, I mean I'm just waiting for. I'm having a reason to not play the game. Like I know Q's not popping for those 2 hours at this elo. Diamond in hell, seriously. Yeah, actually, 10. Did you pop or were you in norms? You were in norms, yeah. Am I interested in norms gameplay? I thought about it, but I kind of really want to play Nikki. And I don't want to play Nikki in norms, because at this point it just feels like I'm norms abusing. Like, look at my match history. And it's like Nikki, some like unhinged stuff. Nikki. Like I just want to play Nikki at this point. Even yesterday, on my Smurf I played Nikki. And my Smurf was supposed to be for not one-tricking. I'm having a lot of fun on her, so. Like, I want to use norms as like the testing grounds, and I think I'm happy with all my Nikki builds at the moment. Like these 3 Nikki builds I like a lot. And then this build, I could test this build for sure. Imagine having ult couldn't be me. Yeah, I mean it was just for the OTP angle, but then I didn't even OTP. But then I didn't even like swap off the one trick on my ult. Kind of silly. But I really have nothing to play. Like I could try W Marlene, but W Marlene's pretty solved. I just be playing W Marlene for the sake of playing W Marlene. So yeah, maybe once I'm done with the tier list and I'm bored, but I do want to play ranked. I guess is the main thing. So if I manage to get a pop, then perfect. But if there's no pop, then it is what it is, surely. And I haven't made a tier list in a while, so. Oh yeah, Laura's also a bruiser. I think Laura's been nerfed so hard that she's high B. She looks good in competitive play, but in solo queue, she seems like she gets instantly killed by random things. Also, I forgot Leon. Leon is high A for NA. Mostly because all the Leon players are good, I think. I think if Leon players in NA weren't good, she'd be a lower tier, but most of the Leon players know what they're doing. So she looks really absurd in that regard. So yeah, tanks. I'm fine with these tank setups. I think Aiden is better than. I'll put Garnet in C tier. I think she's been nerfed really hard. Well, I don't think she's that bad though. I think C tier is like, if I see it on my team, I have to really hope they're good to even get the bare minimum out. I think higher than C is like, oh, you could be kind of whatever at it. Actually, how is this for like a tier list power level? S tier is just like, I don't care. This character has traumatized me or just blatantly too strong. A tier is like this character is blatantly strong, but you also have to be. I mean, Sua's technically in that A tier then, if I say that. S tier is like you're blatantly too strong, regardless of who the pilot is. But Sua's like basically just superior, right? I guess just obligatory NA requires Sua to be S tier. But A tier is like you're too strong. Pop soon. I've been dodged twice already, so I'm not gonna hold my breath until the pop actually happens. It's hit this and it's gone back down to like 4 or 10 around like a minute or two after. I think it's like gold being yanked away from me. Gold, low plat being yanked. Yeah, so A tier is like Marcus, for example, could be an S tier if he was stronger, but he's not as ridiculous as like Luke is, where like you can hold right click over enemy squishy and still succeed very easily. I think Marcus is if he, well, with one more buff, Marcus could be like that, but he's not there yet. So A tier is like you either have to be really at the character to make them look really broken, or they're still pretty mindless, but they're not stat checking hard enough to be that successful mindlessly. And then a B tier is like the character's good. They're definitely very playable in solo queue. This is not a comp tier list at all. If it was comp tier list, then Alonzo obviously skyrockets in value. In comp, Alonzo skyrockets and Magnus drops like a brick. But in solo queue, I think Alonzo's too hard. Yeah, and then C tier is like you have to be pretty good at the character to make them look good. If you're good at the character, they'll be A tier. But you have to be good at the character, or else I'm like very like squinty eyes, like looking like, are you sure about this sort of vibe? So yeah. Like I think Shoichi is like if you're good, he looks really good. And if you're bad, I guess yeah, Shoichi would go into C tier. Because he's not like quite super strong and he plays really well into bad players, but even if you're really good at him, like Isiun is, he doesn't look super silly. So he's like Hedgen. If you're really good at them, they'll look A tier. But if you're not really good at them, you're like throwing the game. Like an F minus 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 tier list. Where is she? um. So yeah, I think I'm okay with this tank thing. That's the wrong way. I'm blind. I'm gonna move all the assassins and stuff out first, just so I can look at this again. So let's do assassins next. Assassins like Shoichi, Abigail, Dylan. Assassins. Daniel. Is Bianca an assassin? Bianca kind of feels like she's an assassin. Actually, I think Bianca belongs in Bruiser. I think Bianca as a Bruiser is really a high A tier. She seems ridiculous, even if she's played poorly. Who else is assassin in here? There's not many assassins in this game, huh? It does feel like Irem is an assassin on occasion, though. But she does need to do a few rotations to kill you. Yeah, I think there's only like 4 real assassins in the game, huh? Oh, wait. Hyun was also A tier. There's a character categorizer pinned in main court somewhere. I don't trust that much, honestly. It's probably based off DAC. I mean, it's probably accurate enough, but I just don't trust it. I mean, it's probably accurate enough. Maybe I'll find it on my phone. I have Discord closed on my PC because it's been lagging my stream a lot recently, or lagging herbs when I have obs open. I need like dust on my computer or something at some point, probably. Let's see. Let's see if we can find these pins that you speak of. Oh, Munchie and Eclipse made this. Alex, specialist assassin hybrid. That's funny. Let's see, what are the assassins? Oh, there's weapon types on here though. All right, Kathy. How can I forget Kathy? Irem and assassin. I don't think Irem's assassin though. Irem doesn't blink out of nowhere and one shot you. Neither does. I mean, Sylvia kind of does. I mean, I put Sylvia into special assassin hybrid as much as I put Alex in there, and I would not put Aiden in assassin. It's not. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that out of place, to be fair. But Aiden ends up building so many tank stats just to live through his entire burst combo. Like to me, assassin kills people in like 5 seconds, or like in like less than 3 seconds. So like Abby, if she all-ins you and you let her hit everything, you'll die instantly. Like the sole reason why Abby doesn't kill in less than 3 seconds is because people usually walk out of her stuff and she has no CC for it, or people running out of it like does prevent a lot of it. But like if Abby hits like WEQRE, or no, it's like WE auto QRE like that just kills you instantly, no? But it's because like people can walk and like interact or like dodge WE that she can do that. Or that's like a bit slower. Dylan also like she does an auto combo on a squishy character. She just kills you with basic abilities. There's not even ult. I mean Daniel and Kathy are self-explanatory. But Irem, Alex, Aiden, like they're not like killing you instantly. Like Aiden like ults you and like bounces around, but you're not dying in one shot. You're dying over like 5 seconds. And if you get peeled, his die kind of like his assassination kind of fails instantly. If you try and prevent like a Dylan or Daniel from killing you, or like even Abigail, like they can dodge it with a immunity button, whether it's CC immune or an actual immune. Kathy dodges it with unstoppable or just hitting you really hard with ult. Abigail number one counter, walking away slowly. Yeah, exactly. But that's like, to me that's more assassin. But in S tier, Daniel has to be S tier, and everyone goes down because of that. Um, A tier assassins. I feel like Kathy's an A tier assassin. I think assassins are good, but I think Shoichi's the only assassin that goes into C, just because you have to be good at him to even pull the assassinations off halfway decently. And I think both Abigail and Dylin, if something goes their way, they look really disgusting. But like if someone's paying attention, it's not too bad. But I think Abigail's better than Dylin. But I think Dylin combo is like way easier to pull off. Like Dylin, you just flash cube auto ult that kills like 80% of everyone in the game for fun. For what reason? But Kathy, I think is A tier just because she has like. Actually, I guess with that logic, Kathy would also be in B tier because you can also play around Kathy pretty well. Pick Kathy like this. I think the gap between Daniel and the other assassins though is just so massive. That's not even fair. Like there's like no conversation to be had. Like without Daniel in this picture, you can maybe say like you can maybe shift everyone up a tier, but Daniel existing pushes everyone down a tier because he's so disgusting. We can do ADCs next. I don't know if these two. I think Fior's also an assassin E. Well, Fior's more of a bruiser at this point. Bruiser mage. And also assassin. I'm gonna say burst mage. So like mages that really require hitting everything at one exact moment to do stuff. So burst mage would be like Fiora, Adela, Barbara. Sylvia is definitely a burst mage. Oh, if I had Nikki and Bruiser, she'd be up here in my opinion. I think Nikki's better than these characters for sure after playing her. Burst mages, we have Irem, Tazia, more burst, Celine. I almost want to put Adriana in there, but Adriana spaces her cooldowns a lot, so she doesn't really burst. Not the pawn. Arda isn't really a burst mage, but he's like in the same vein where you just like pop all your cooldowns at once to kill somebody. I think this is a pretty good burst mage. Tia, burst mage. Maybe Adina, burst mage. Theodore, burst mage. Oh, I guess Adina's no, Adina is definitely a burst poke. She goes whatchamacallit a lot. She goes Ghostlight. Any potential Ghostlight player users, any potential like massive CD catch users. Celine's main gameplay is bursting. I know that she goes Respite these days because it's better consistent damage, but still very bursty. Yeah, the rest of these people. Oh yeah, see that 10? I was at more than 21 for 15 minutes, and then half the lobby got yanked away into low elo. So yeah, I'll believe the Q pops when it pops. Smart of you not to tier William until I showed up. She brand my flakes. Hey, Juke. So yeah, I think Adele right now is really strong. Yeah. So Adele right now is really strong. I think she's A tier. Well, in NA she's probably A tier because she deletes people that don't respect her. Is this an attractive tier list? This is like NA solo queue vibes tier list. S stands for, so I'm not seeing any Williams in Brands games. Yeah. Bedge. I'm just bored. I'm like debating whether or not I just upload this as like a low effort video post because I'm going on vacation for like nearly a week soon. So I was like, if I want to farm just video uploads at some point, maybe this would be fine. It'd be like a 40-minute video of just me yapping. I feel like good William players live on a diet of G Fuel and Adderall. That's true. I feel like William is good competitively, but I'm not really impressed by him in solo queue. Like I've seen Rin work way too hard to win games that like look disgusting. But then I've also seen Rin work really hard to lose games that could have been won on any other ADC with like a third of the APM. Yeah, so Barbara I think is also high A tier. She's really good against bad players that don't respect her abilities. And even against good players, if you're creative with your timing, you can beat them too. Garnet, my beloved. Yeah, I don't think Garnet's that good. I think I almost put her in C tier. I should probably readjust my tier list. It's not looking very bell curvy. Let's readjust the tier list. Let's move everyone. Let's move everyone that should be down a tier again. Just to balance it out. So we'll just like do this, like shift like 4 people down. I still think Marcus is here though. I kind of like my A tier, but maybe A tier is too bloated. So who do I think is not A tier then? Am I really gonna put Marcus down a tier? High B? No, I'll put Kenneth down. I think Kenneth is more likely to be down there. I'm mostly fine with who I have in A tier. Going out drinking with Cece would never end well. We'll probably drop to the ground and start like doing backflips on the ground. Cries about your sins the entire night. Ikeon might be chill, but yeah, Diallo would drink you blackout. You know this Garnet character is fucking awful. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why she's the lowest rated tank, right? She's the lowest rated tank for a reason. But I feel like tanks cannot be that bad in solo queue. Like, I'd rather have a Garnet who doesn't know what she's doing than like these 5 characters that don't know what they're doing, right? And yeah, Dylan too, these 6. Like, if someone doesn't know what they're doing, I'd rather have Garnet over these 6, because at least the Garnet can like walk in and instantly pop and maybe press W. And then maybe I can play off that. Maybe. I think tanks in this game just can't be below B tier though. I think in the tank class, if I made a tank tier list, she'd be D tier. But within the scope of other characters existing, I don't think she could be that bad. Still pretty bad, but not like, I'm not like huffing copium over it. Where was I again? Burst mages? Barbara Della A tier burst mages, I think. I think Sylvia's also well. Sylvia, you need to be Frankie Doodle to make her look broken, and she doesn't even look that broken in solo queue with Frankie Doodle. Looks way better in comp play. So up her high beats here. Hedgen, I think, is dog water. I haven't seen Hedgen do well in so long. And if she does do well, it's because I misplayed massively, or she got the jump and massively outplayed me, which I think is the same thing with Shoichi. Also, I guess disclaimer, now that I'm having people notes here, everyone, why can't this show up? Oh, it's because of this. Everyone is playable. Let me say that. Just have this disclaimer in case people think I'm saying D tier's dog water or like unplay like throwing bad. Final Fantasy 14 balance. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think like putting people in D tier isn't even a bad thing because D tier is like if you're good at these characters, they'll look like they're A tier. The issue is that you have to be good at them to make them look A tier. There's like a threshold you have to cross to make them look really good. And if you're not that threshold, then you look kind of piss, in my opinion. Um, is Jackie an assassin? Jackie's assassin. Put Jackie low B. All I will say is rank 1 on EU is Kiara and rank 4 is Zylin, so I will not comment. Yeah, I think I'm definitely huffing copium with these two because on NA these two characters don't do that well. But like I know that FD Good is really good. I know Patre is really good. Like okay, FD Good was saying Dylan was dog shit when he was rank 1 on her, right? So like obviously Dylan is perfectly fine. So honestly, if Dylan and Solo Q might even be like might be B tier if we're being serious. You can't trust FD, he's a compulsive liar. I trust FD on everything but where Dylan sits in the meta. Or like how good Dylan is in the meta. In solo queue. I think competitively, all the Dylan players are right. Dylan looks really bad and competitive. I know that they made it to ERM finals, but they literally just like one-shot people and then ratted and third-partied. And like but like if your entire strategy is to like just place low like bottom half of the tournament in a competitive game, like 100 Sue could have played anybody else. But 100 Sue is really good at dial in, so that's why they chose dial in for that comp. So I think solo queue, I can be convinced that dial in's low B. Yeah, I think in solo queue she's totally fine. Like again, high like low C isn't even bad. I think honestly they belong to B, but I'm just moving them to C because the top ranks are like way too clogged. And even now they're really clogged. I do think bruisers are strong though. I feel like bruisers are so good in NA at the moment. Maybe Yan doesn't belong on high A, but Yan looks so bullshit when he starts popping off and you're good at him. And I think Mark is just too easy to not be good. One shot too many times by Isaac for him to be bad. Felix is me not believing Eclipse's cope. I can move Felix down. It's basically just Eclipse doing well on her in NA. I'm down to move Felix down one. If I ignore the funny joke of Mimi on him. I think Leon's too good to be lower. I guess maybe I think a lot of the mages are weaker than bruisers right now in NA. But I know that NA hates mages and ADCs right now. So I'm not really sure. It is a personal ranking. Closer and closer to getting a curve. Yeah, that's like the entire goal, right? Is to get a curve. I guess like on one hand, like it's fine if the curve is like a little centered towards high power. Because I feel like if the curve is higher or like if it's like upper end, you can make the argument that I could just shrink this into C tier. So that's like a little shorter. So I might do that then of the tier list if it feels like that at the end. I think Tazi is B. I think she has to be super good at her to make her look broken. And even her pop-off moments are super rare. Like you can climb just fine, but like all these B tier characters, if you play them super well, they'll look disgusting. I guess with that said, I think Aiden's C tier with that. Maybe Jackie too. And maybe I'll put Garnet down here too. Like if you pop off on these characters, they look so gross. Like on any of these like top tier characters. Anyone A like SAB, when you're having a really good game or a really good comp, they look so gross. And that's the same is true for C tier as well. But I feel like these tiers have more versatility when it comes to being disgusting. So I'll have them here. I keep redefining a tier list. It's gonna be like a 50-year video at this rate. Irem, I think, is S tier as a burst mage. I think Irem, like, okay, is she S tier? I think she's S tier. Do I have my S tier? Theodore, Irem, and Silicu. So like putting Theodore, Irem in S tier is like saying I'm traumatized by Walmart PJs and Wokes. But I mean, Fwitchu is doing really well. I think okay, Irem I think deserves S tier. There's like a lot of really good Irem players in NA, and Irem has been top 5 in Korea for like the last 15 million years, like getting a nerf. So I think Irem is S tier minimum. She isn't really probably uncompetitive, but this is not a competitive tier list, so who the fuck cares? Theodore is easy A. Walmart PJs does too well on him, and also I think I think his baseline like I did well in my fight is so strong that most theaters can do it. It's usually to be good at him for the other stuff. That's fine. Were they teasing Irem for like 2 seasons before release just to make her C tier? Yeah, I think so. It's really funny, honestly. Selena's A tier. Not the pawn. I think it's C tier. I think he's good, but he's not incredible. Arda is A tier. Tia. I think Tia's B, high B, because I think Elyson makes it look really. Elyson makes Tia look really, really strong. But there's a lot of fights where I see her get run over really hard. Adina on NA is not impressive, in my opinion. I think she's high B tier. And I think this might be cope. I think Adina being high B is actually genuinely me coping a little bit. But I feel like Adina is supposed to be like so absurdly strong. Honestly, I could believe it's like Adina's haven't updated their playstyle in a while, so she looks weak. Tia has some damage issues right now. Yeah, I can agree with Tia having damage issues. I just think it's because it's like perma bruiser. Like bruisers will just force through her burst combo and kill her after. Adina is a terrorist, yeah. Adina could have been A if you still played her. Yeah, give her a better skin and I'll play her. How's the curve looking? A tier still really bloated. I don't feel comfortable playing any of these guys. Like, I feel like the difference between Arda and Adina right now is so massive. Alright, so on NA, when's the first Adina player in NA? Is there no Adina player in NA? Wait, what? Oh, okay, there we go. 45. Tomshu. Yeah, okay. Tomshu. Oh, yeah. See, that guy I know is a good Adina player. Patar, someone plays Arda. I think Arda isn't as common up in here, though, because NA doesn't really spam Arda as much. So I guess because of... And yeah, there's also this person. But I feel like Arda is so illegal. Why the hell Sen 71 not number 1? That's what I'm saying. I think Sen 71 quit the game like 4 months ago though. That's the only reason why. Yeah, I mean, Irem has to be broken now. Some Arda, not much. Reiki, 93. 4 months is generous. That's all I'll say. Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I think this might be a bit mean, but I think Tomshu is a way better player than Reiki, and Reiki is still climbing really well. So I think it's fair to put Arda above Adina. I think Reiki is good, but I think Tomshu is better. And there's a lot more notable Arda players than there are Adina players in NA. I mean, even Anon's not playing Adina that much, and Anon's a filthy SSS tier character abuser. when he's being serious. So probably just go. And he spent so much time on her. I doubt he's not gonna be using Adina after all the investment. Yeah, Hejin's like numbers are really strong in Korea, but I don't see it at all in NA. Don't really know what's going on with that. Nathpon looks really disgusting, but he's kind of hard to play. Let's go with ADCs next. ADCs. Jenny belongs in ADC, sadly. Martina arguably belongs in Burst Mage more than ADC, which is kind of a funny take. Aya, we'll put Aya in B tier. She seems fine, but she's not like ridiculous. William, I'll put C tier. He looks way too bad in NA solo queue. Again, if you're really good at them, they'll be higher, but you have to be so good at William to make him perform. Nadine looks really turbo. I think S tier. S tier is actually S tier. Definitely Heart. Is Jenny as disgusting? I think Jenny is in solo queue. Rio, Kacha. Is Kacha S tier? Maybe not. Better luck next time, babe. True. A tier will be the classics. I think these people are all S tier. Oh no, I think Isol's probably better than Martina. Martina is really strong when she gets online, but it takes so long to get online that so many bad things can happen by the time she's there. I think Rio's the same idea. It takes her a while to get online. So it's like, how long did they wait until she looks really strong? I guess with that in mind, Aya is not the best ADC. Rosie looks really disgusting and solo queue right now, in my opinion. She is outranged by mages, but like she kind of has to be killed, or else she just merged everything. Maybe she's B tier though, because you have to play really well to hit that spike. So S tier or A tier ADCs, I think Kacha's always gonna be broken. Chloe is pretty ridiculous, but maybe she's not this strong. Chloe being high feels more like Dylin trauma than Chloe actually being strong herself, because I can't really kill Chloe as Dylin. As Nikki, she feels way more fair. But as Dylin, she felt absolutely unkillable. So I'll probably put her down one, just to be fair, knowing that it's mostly trauma. Jenny Hart, am I okay with Jenny Hart being S tier? Jenny requires some scaling, but early game she's really strong. Also, the passive freebie is ridiculous, and Hart has the same idea. Also, Hart's like way too popular in Korea. Like, I know that she's not that big in NA, but Hart feels so disgusting. And then B tier, I guess Rio might be an A tier, honestly, because of Radar. SA tier is being bloated as hell. Commence cuts. When the hell haven't you been a problem in this game? Yeah, I know, right? When has Hart not been a problem? So what's the problem here? Why is it bloated? I have a lot of ADCs and mages and bruisers in A tier. How many of these? I'm down to move Adele down, honestly. Adele, I'm okay with moving down. I'm not okay with moving these three down. I know Nadine's supposed to be one of the best ADCs. Isol and Katja. If I move these two down, there's gonna be one ADC and A tier. So it's just bruisers then, right? Amkyumu is a burst mage and assassin. Amkyumu is an assassin, used to be S tier, he got nerfed. I think he's still really strong, but maybe he's high B tier. But I mean, he's still really good rat in solo queue, so I feel like he can't be that low. Bianca's disgusting. Darko, Camilo are disgusting. Yuki, Elena, Isaac. I think Bruiser and NA are just too strong for me to rank them lower. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this. I think the game trending to high power, though, is still good. Because, like, Shoichi and Hejin being down here is just out of necessity to make a nice looking curve. I wouldn't even say they're actually that bad. Oh, Nethmon probably belongs in D tier, actually, as well. With that in mind. Yeah. Not the font, just kidnapped downwards. Sees detail without Nathapon. This doesn't look natural. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Next round. Poke mages? I guess these characters are more DPS. DPS. I know Haze is pretty poke. And deep. These two are pretty. I mean, all these mages are pretty poke because of how the characters work, but these characters feel way more dedicated. Oh, wait, Emma's an Emma's okay. Emma's more assassin burst mage. She's definitely S tier though. I've seen too much illegal gameplay from Emma's. There's no way she's not balanced. There's no way she's balanced rather. Poke bursts. Poke bursts. Deep poke. I can just put them all out then if I'm maybe thinking about it too hard. Alex, I put in B tier. Let me just grab. Oh wait, I think Debbie and Marlene is good, but they don't. It's like more of a counter pick thing. I think they're B tier. Okay, these are all supports. Oh, this is also an ADC. Put Subame in C tier as well. She seems really easily countered. Subame does. Like when Subame does well, she seems really disgusting, but she kind of needs her team to play around her. It's gonna be a comp issue problem. Am I missing a support? Wasn't there a fourth support? Johan, Lenny, Charlotte? Am I insane? There's only 3? Oh, Bernice. Bernice is in high B tier. His ult's too good at just getting kills early on in mid game. Yeah, sure. Fiora, we don't see her in any at all. Cicella, I think is low A tier. I'll put Cicella in high B tier. I think only J-Tang looks really scary. Brand, I don't think it's popping. Yeah. It even reset on me. I didn't even notice that. It just reset on me to make it look like it wasn't that bad. So funny. I love how this game will like reset, like try and hide the the queue restart just so that you can't post a clip of like a 15-year queue if you're doing something else actively. Adri is really strong. I'm not gonna cope that to say she's weak. I think Priya is nerfed a lot from that one patch, but still pretty good. Ava, I have some Nikki trauma, but I think she's just high B. Lenore, I think Lenore is also high B. So here we don't see anymore. I have a feeling if I saw Free play Zahir, he'd be A, but I don't know. Hayes got nerfed pretty hard. I'll put her high B. Vanya. In NA meta, I think Vanya's A. Because Vanya does so well into all of these melees. And then Carla. I haven't seen Carla doing that well recently. Charlotte's D tier. Johan's D tier. Lenny's C tier. I think the pure supports are not good looking. I think Lenny's the best one because she supports melees really well. But these two seem so bad. Probably just the timer doesn't go above 60 minutes. It does for Cobalt, but yeah. For ranks, maybe it resets on purpose. Read that as Penis Vagar. Penis Vagar field construction. That's one way to put it. Yeah, so I've been queuing since I started stream. So it's been an hour of queue. Something so funny about OG squad character being D tier, now that squad's only. Yeah. They like cut his ankles, man. So how does this look? B tier is pretty bloated. A and C. A and C are closer than I thought. D and S are closer than expected. D and S are it's half and it's half, or like a third. So I could move some B tier characters down. But I think this is fine actually. This is like a nice enough curve. Obviously it's a little front loaded, but I do think a lot of characters are really good. Like every character is still playable. Like you could play Johan Charlotte, but you won't be climbing that great. But you could still play them in climbs like low diamond probably, and then not find a game ever again. And then these two characters, you could climb them pretty high if you're really good at them. But if you're not practiced on them, they look pretty bad. I think emotionally, I would put Fiora and Zahir here. I think Fiora and Zahir also in that like when they look disgusting, they're really disgusting. But if you're just mediocre, they look mediocre. So think about the definition of the tiers again. So S tier is like bare minimum effort. You achieve the lowest. Either you achieve the lowest effort possible, and you still get insane value, or your character's just disgusting when mastered, or just really problematic in NA. I think all these characters are problematic. I think Jenny Hart are the only two characters that are potentially like not belonging in S tier. I could move them down to A tier, and I even probably achieve a better curve that way. But I think heart stats are always so gross. I think heart stats are good because people pick good comps for heart. It's probably why she looks so strong. But the Jenny just feels like gets played anywhere. If I move these two down to A tier, I'm about to -1 your Q, RAP. It's fine. It is what it is. I don't know if... I wonder if there are any, like, people streaming ranked Q, because I'm down to the stream ranked Q, and it's like send the VOD to Wendy or someone, just so they can be like, yo, I literally streamed during what should be decent queuing hours, and nothing happened.